This lecture is on your veins. So, as a quick review where your veins are concerned, you have the superior vena cava that drains blood from your head, arms, and chest, and into your heart. And then you have the inferior vena cava that drains blood from the lower body into the heart. You remember that. So what I'm going to do now is talk about the larger veins that feed into these two largest veins. So I'm going to start right up at the top of your body, then with the external and internal jugular veins. That's a J. The external and internal jugular veins. And these then bring blood from your head. And then we have our axillary veins. And these then bring blood from, this is also blood from here, your arms. And these then connect to the subclavian veins. So you can see what is happening here. We have these things slowly coming together. So the axillary veins then connect to flow into merge with the subclavian veins. And then the subclavian veins in turn join the jugulars to form brachiocephalic veins. So you've got two brachiocephalic veins. Remember, this is all right and left. So you have right and left external and internal jugulars, right and left axillaries, right and left subclavians, and eventually right and left brachiocephalics. But then these eventually come together. So these then join together to form the superior vena cava. So you have blood flowing from your head, from your arms, from other portions of your chest, finally into the brachiocephalic veins, and then these flow into the superior vena cava. That's how your upper body gets drained of blood. Now I think I'm going to use the whole board for the next part. So now, starting from the bottom, we're going to be talking about how we wind up then having the inferior vena cava being formed and what happens as it goes up. So it goes, starting from the bottom in this case, we have our common iliac veins. And these then drain blood from our pelvis and legs. And these unite, so they come together to form the inferior vena cava. So the inferior vena cava forms very early, right at the bottom of your pelvis, and then carries on upwards towards the heart. So then, as it ascends, a whole bunch of veins are going to join in, again starting from the bottom. So as it ascends, the lumbar veins, which are bringing blood from the spinal cord and body wall, the gonadal veins, bringing blood from the gonads, the renal veins, bringing blood from the kidneys, the suprarenal veins, bringing blood from the adrenal glands, the phrenic veins, just so you remember, these then bring blood from the diaphragm, and here's one you haven't heard before, and the hepatic veins, which are bringing blood from the liver. So all of these veins then join in before reaching the right atrium. So that then is how you wind up getting the inferior vena cava forming. So there's one thing that I've left out of all of this now, and this is incredibly important. So it goes like this. The venous blood, then, from the digestive system. You'll notice that I did not say anything about mesenteric veins in this because they do not join up immediately. So the venous blood from the digestive system then flows into a different place. It flows into the hepatic portal vein. So the venous blood from the digestive system does not go immediately back into the inferior vena cava. Instead, you wind up having this blood, which is nutrient rich, flowing from the digestive system into the hepatic portal vein. And the blood then passes through the liver. And the liver basically adjusts the blood. We talked about that when we were talking about the digestive system. So the liver adjusts the blood as it passes through, making it appropriate for circulation in the rest of your body. And it then collects into the hepatic veins, which, as I said above, it's the hepatic veins that then flow into the inferior vena cava on its way to the heart. But the blood from the digestive system first went into the hepatic portal vein, and then the hepatic portal vein brought the blood to the liver, then the liver acts on the blood, and then the blood flows into the hepatic vein, which then flows into the inferior vena cava. And that's it for the venous system.